Leah, do you like ditching the car and doing everything on foot and just walking around neighborhoods?
No.
Oh, well then this video is not for you. This video is for people who want to find DC's most walkable neighborhoods. They want to know where they are. All right, I am Melissa Terzis, DC Real Estate Mama. Who are you?
I don't know.
All right, it's Leah is her name. She's upset because we won't get her pizza. She keeps the pizza place down the street in business by herself. All right, let's get into this. There is a website called WalkScore, which measures the walkability of a given neighborhood on a scale of 1 to 99. Obviously, the term walkability means different things to different people. Generally speaking, a 99 is going to be the kind of place where you don't need a car at all. You can walk to everything that you could possibly want on foot, to include restaurants, shops, grocery stores, anything like that. Every neighborhood amenity is going to be right outside your door or within a few blocks. A 1 could be in a perfectly awesome neighborhood with light traffic and sidewalks and cul-de-sacs, which I kind of think is also walkable, but walkability is defined as being able to actually walk to places, not necessarily just a neighborhood where you can walk freely without getting run over by a car because they have sidewalks and make it friendly for people who want to walk. That's not what this is talking about. So starting with DC on our walkability challenge here, we're going to do DC neighborhoods today, and then we'll do Maryland and Virginia, which don't have as much walkability, but we're going to do those in different videos. So DC's overall walk score is a 77, but DC is also very diverse when it comes to neighborhoods and lifestyles. Because of the way that the city developed 150 years ago, and yes, I did say 150 years because 250 years they didn't have their act together to get the city built up and developed. The sprawl sort of originates from downtown. You can kind of think of it like concentric circles, right? Everything kind of started downtown in the waterfront areas and all of that, and then it sort of moved up and then moved up and then moved up even more. And so as the city has grown, you're sort of seeing that those outer fringes and outer reaches are really, they're almost like suburbs in the city. We live in one. I find it very walkable. We have our little strip of places that we can walk to on the main road, but we don't have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of places that we could walk to within a stone's throw. Okay, so you can't really do all your errands on foot the further out you get, but here you are. I mean, we take the car. Do we take the car to the grocery store?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could we walk to a grocery store?
Mm-hmm.
We could. Do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
We don't. I don't know why. Probably because some people in this house eat a lot, and I need more space than I have in my little, like, mom beach cart that I can fit the groceries in, so we have to take the car. It's funny, isn't it? So coming in at number 1 and number 2 of DC's most walkable neighborhoods is DuPont Circle and U Street. It's kind of a tie. They put U Street in first position and DuPont in second, but they both rank pretty highly up there, 98, 99 walk scores. They are packed with restaurants and shops, both of these neighborhoods. Definitely walkable. I think it's a little bit light on grocery stores, so I'm kind of surprised that these neighborhoods did as well as they did. DuPont's got the Safeway on 17th Street at Corcoran, and they call it Soviet Safeway for a reason. The lines are long and the shelves are always empty in there. It's gotten a little bit better over the years, but still. You've got Trader Joe's over on 14th Street, and then you've got like a couple Whole Foods, one in Logan Circle at 14th and P, and one at Florida and W. But this leads us into like the next 2 neighborhoods, it's Logan Shaw, which they sort of bulked together, and also Mount Vernon Square. And so that's where you're going to find definitely more of the grocery stores. There's another bigger Safeway down toward Mount Vernon Square. You've got Giant, which is at 7th and P, which is a pretty big Giant. So you've got other things there that kind of qualify to make it, like, it's weird to me that they made DuPont and U Street the most walkable without actual, like, serious grocery stores within a couple blocks. But it is what it is. Grocery stores can only be in so many places in the city. So number 5 is Foggy Bottom. So Foggy Bottom is cited as another highly walkable neighborhood. It's kind of its own little pocket, and it's south of K Street, and it's actually like really anchored by like GW Hospital and George Washington University. There are several restaurants and cafes that are in this area. You also have a Whole Foods. You have a Trader Joe's, which is at 25th and K, so just on the other side of K Street and where Pennsylvania comes through. And then next on the list is we've got 6 and 7, which both rank in the mid-90s on the scale, Adams Morgan and Columbia Heights. So Adams Morgan is a strip of all restaurants, nightclubs, places to go. It's got everything as far as nightlife that you could possibly want, the most concentrated area of it just in one area of the city. If you want a grocery store, you've got to go a little bit out of the neighborhood, sort of, to get to Harris Teeter, which is on Kalorama Road, and then Columbia Heights, which is also in this area. It's kind of just east of Adams Morgan. They've got a Giant. They also have a very busy little retail area there right by the metro. They've got Old Navy, Target, and that's also like a really busy neighborhood as well. So now, number 8 is the H Street corridor and Noma, which is north of Massachusetts. H Street probably has more grocery stores in like a stone's throw than almost any other neighborhood in the city. Everything you could possibly need, tons of restaurants there. And then there's a whole other set of options that you have in Union Station, which if you're on the near northeast side of H Street, you can get into Union Station, restaurants, there's shops, all kinds of fun stuff, and you can catch a train to New York, which is amazing. So then after that, we've got downtown Penn Quarter. They come in at number 9. It's also Chinatown for most walkable. Thanks to the high concentration of restaurants, shops, and museums all within a couple blocks. The last of the top 10 is Mount Pleasant. So Mount Pleasant is a little enclave. There's only a couple roads that go into Mount Pleasant, but it's sort of nestled between the zoo west of 16th Street and then north and east of Adams Morgan. The one difference to know is that unlike all of the other neighborhoods that we've talked about today, Mount Pleasant is not condo heavy. Every other neighborhood is like a highly dense, lots of condos, cooperatives. You will see sort of row houses, townhouses, that kind of thing. But Mount Pleasant is there's a few condos there, but it's almost like exclusively row homes. And these are very grand Victorian row homes, 3 levels, maybe 4 levels. They've got a downstairs that's a completely rentable apartment. Sometimes the downstairs even has 2 bedrooms, full bath and kitchen. So you've got 3 full levels, in some cases more, of living space. And then Mount Pleasant shares a grocery store with Adams Morgan, which is the Safeway on Columbia Road. You can also easily get to the Giant that's over in Columbia Heights. So, walking warriors, I hope this has given you a really good idea of what the really walkable neighborhoods are in DC. If you have any questions about any of this, I pulled everything up on walkscore.com, which is a great website that you can check out just to kind of see. I do take issue with some of the things. I think some of the scores might be I might rate them a little bit differently, but I went off of this metric, and I think that probably like the top 10 neighborhoods that we talked about today won't change. So if you have any questions, my contact info is coming next.